Welcome to another edition of the Viral Virtue Show. It's always a pleasure to have you tune in. And if you're just joining in, this is the Viral Virtue Show, the show that promotes a culture of good character, morals, and values. My name is A.B. Abiodun, and with me in the studio are...
Usaz.
And OC.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for always being here.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be having a fantastic topic to discuss.
Okay.
This topic causes a meltdown on Twitter. And for many, many women, it puts us on the defensive. So we'd like to look into this topic and see why does it trigger so many reactions, both positive and negative. Our topic today would be, is submission outdated? So we're asking you to submit. Exactly. The word submission is always synonymous with marriage, a husband, and a wife. And most times women are told to submit.
Yes.
So what do you think about that?
Well, I think that our culture has defined submission in a negative light.
Okay.
And, that has made a lot of us defensive and, anti-submission.
I actually think people feel submission is synonymous to slavery.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, I totally agree. Yes, I totally agree.
And that's because of the culture. That's what the culture has caused. Because they paint a picture of the man on top and the woman on... Yes.
Without a care, no regard for her opinions or her feelings and all of that.
And she's not supposed to have a voice, yeah.
Anyway, it's actually a lot. But to help us address this topic today, we'll be having someone who is, I would say, helps people along the lines of marriages. And that person is no other than Mrs. Oshoke. So you just stay tuned. We'll see her soon. Thank you.
Sometimes in life, we find ourselves in a dark place.
Getting kicked out of school just shook my faith because I was like, where were you when this was happening to me? If you loved me, you would have looked out for me.
God felt so far away.
But just in the nick of time, a ray of hope shines through.
He helped me to know that there was a best friend in Jesus.
Even though sometimes we don't hear him or we don't see him, he's actually there.
Stories of men and women who pull through worse experiences filter through to our ears. Hope, joy, peace and love gradually replacing every fear, pain and doubt.
Welcome to 700 Club.
Join us on 700 Club Nigeria and experience stories that will inspire your whole family.
Hey guys, welcome back. We'll be talking about something very sensitive, I would say, today, and that's on the subject of submission. And we have with us a special guest, Mrs. Praise Oshoke. It's good to have you here, ma.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
Thank you for
wanting to hear from you.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, ma, thank you so much for coming. We have in recent times had issues concerning submission and people making it synonymous to slavery. In fact, I don't know any of us here who would be conversant with, there was a word one time trending about the other room. I don't know if we heard it.
Yes, the other room.
Yes, ma'am. So in your own opinion, would you say submission is synonymous to slavery, or how would you address it in these contemporary days that we are now?
Absolutely not. Submission is not synonymous to slavery. It's just, like you said earlier, where because of our context here and our tradition, women think that when you're submissive, it's like oppression, but absolutely not. We submit in every aspect of our lives, in every aspect, both as a man and as a woman. You practice one sort of submission. You go to work, you're at work, and when your boss talks to you and corrects you in some certain way, do you shout at your boss? You control your emotions, you control whatever is happening within you at that moment.
Very true.
That's submission.
Okay.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
You're at home and then something happens and your husband talks to you or corrects you, and for you to control yourself, that's submission.
Okay.
So we practice it in every aspect of our lives. But when it comes to marriage, that's when it becomes an issue. Because I think if we take it back, I can say the devil is trying to push or paint the marriage or attack the marriage, so to say. So in a bid to attack the marriage and make and make, how would I put it, make us see everybody as a leader in the home, which is not the picture that Christ has painted for us.
Sure.
So bringing that disunity makes the woman feel, oh, how can I be submissive to a man? I am a woman, I have my sense of reasoning, I can control things, especially for working class women, where you go to work and you are the boss.
Exactly.
And some men that are older than your husband are
under
saying
you.
ma, and then you come back home and then your husband is talking to you and like, no,
Wow.
I am. So when that I am comes, that's the
Not
problem.
I like the word I am that you used. Well, not negatively now,
Yeah.
but in line with this word I am, what does submission mean to the average man? And I'm asking this question because a couple of days back I heard a man say, do not marry a woman you cannot control. That was the word, control.
I hear that all the time.
And I knew some people took it up on the platform. So Ma, what does submission mean to the average man?
So what do you think it means?
Yes.
Yeah.
To the average man means I can speak to a woman and she can listen to my opinion without objecting to my face.
The average man.
The average
To
man.
the average man.
Okay.
He wants to, every man has an ego. Every man. There's that ego in a man. And when you attack that ego, you're attacking his, for lack of a better word, his manhood. He feels that I cannot control you. But in all sense, it doesn't mean that he's not really directing that word control, not really, how would I put it? Like, that word of control is not what he actually means. He's just trying to say, I would talk to someone and that person listens to me.
Wants to be regarded.
Yes, wants to be regarded, exactly. Wants
Somewhat
to
like
be
respect.
respected.
Okay.
Every man loves respect. And when you bruise his ego, you have actually disrespected him.
You know, personally, I think I would like to substitute that word, control, for leadership. A woman I can lead.
That's for a man who knows where he's going.
Okay.
Anyway, so let's not even go there because
All right.
yes, because for you to lead someone, you must even know where you're going so that you lead right. There was something I heard just now from you when she was speaking. There was a way you said, I felt like you would have there was something I said I would get back to you on that.
Okay. So
yes, about submission, about what it means to a man.
What it means to a
Yes.
man. Okay, so some men I have spoken with, more or less, for maybe their inability to be articulate.
Yeah.
So they use the word control. And by control, they mean never object to anything I say. You must agree with everything I say, and you must do it the way I want it. So I think that came about because in an average marriage, the man is usually older. Back in the day, they married really young women. So in every facet of life, they were leading. They were older, more accomplished, more natural providers of the home. But in today's generation, where a man can even marry a woman that is older than him, marry a woman that is more accomplished than him, the word control and submission begins to sound like you are telling me as though I do not have a mind of my own. But you stress something that I think is a very important thing. What the essence is we're actually submitting every day of our lives, submitting in different ways to different people. If we accept that this submission is merely yielding to maybe something, superior arguments, superior view, superior way of thinking that will lead us in a direction that the leader is taking us in, then I think many women will be willing to yield. So many men may not be offering leadership, and that may be the reason why some women feel, I can't follow someone that doesn't seem to know where he's going to.
All right, we'll be taking a short break, and to create a balanced perspective, I would like to hear what it also means to a woman. All right, catch you later.
Thanks for joining us on Heart to Heart.
It's good to have you both on the program.
It's our pleasure to be here.
What is the truth? I've been singing for as long as...
A program that allows you into the world of your favorite artists as they share their personal stories with you.
And we realized on the second day it wasn't improving.
And there are many people who have been there and have compromised.
No matter what I face.
People go from admiring these people and forget that these people are really human.
The program gives you the opportunity to really see the person behind every performance you see.
See how we changed my life. See how we washed me clean.
Watch episodes of Heart to Heart on Flame TV.
Hello, welcome back, guys. Still on the subject of submission with praise. Once again, thank you for having us here. Or we thank you for having us. All right. So I said something the last time, before we went on a short break, that to create a balanced perspective, I would like to know what submission means to a woman or to a wife. And then also, should a woman submit in the face of danger? It's going to be like a two-in-one question. Should a woman submit in the face of danger? First, what does it mean to a woman or a wife? And then should a woman submit even in the face of danger?
What it means to a wife is we understand that the marriage was instituted by God, and God has given us a blueprint on how the marriage would work. In Ephesians chapter 5, where he says that the man is the head of the home, the man is the head, and also says that the man should love the wife, even as Christ
love the church.
Love the church. So if we understand that, then for a woman, as you are in the home, you should know your place. That this man has been put as the head. And bringing back to what you said, that even though the man doesn't know where he's going, there is a way you can direct and influence somebody's decision without making the person know that I am actually controlling you.
Okay, let me interject you there. Are there practical ways?
Okay, I was actually going to that. Okay, I traveled with my husband, and this happened just a few days ago on our trip. And from this trip, I was able to understand that I have a very good sense of direction and, going when you're in a strange place, knowing maps and how to navigate around. So we were going somewhere, and then we got to this bus stop. Previous journey, I knew, okay, if we go this way, we take the step down, it will lead us there. But my husband no, he doesn't want to be walking around. Let's go ask this person and we'll go this way. I knew this was the way. I was hungry, I was tired. But at that moment, I had to control myself because anything that would have come out of my mouth at that time with the way I was feeling, it would have been something else. So I said, okay, the best thing to do here is to keep your mouth shut and follow. In his mind, he was doing the right thing, but I was able to control myself. So I'll say emotional intelligence to know when to speak and when not to speak. So I followed. Even though we're going round and round, I followed. At the end of the day, he went and said, okay, let's try this way, which was my initial.
Exactly.
And then we went. I was like, okay, you can gloat. I said, there's no need to gloat. There's no need to gloat. You were trying to get it your own way. But anyway, I could have gloated, and you know how it will turn out. That will bruise his ego, like, why somehow, that's a practical example. Having the emotional intelligence to know when to speak and when not to speak. Not because you are you know it all, even if you do, but because you know you have to be submissive. So in our present or contemporary times, as a woman, you should have that emotional intelligence to know, okay, my husband is the head. Even if I know a better way, I should know the appropriate time to tell him and know how I express it, our body language, the way we look, the way we act, not making him feel like you're stupid, that's not what you're supposed to be doing, but still giving him that regard as the head. And, that regard also goes a long way. And your second question was?
Oh, okay. No, you actually have addressed it.
I even wanted to ask a question. So this was something to do with hunger, for instance. What if submitting to a man or submitting to a leadership decision was going to be costlier than just a bit of a quarrel? What if that decision was going to cost something, a life? Or how do you recommend that is handled?
If it's going to cost a life, then you have to speak up. Now, we understand that we are Christians.
Yes.
And the Holy Spirit is there to guide.
Yes.
So sometimes it's not about what you do at that instant. It's about what you do behind. I know there's a situation, and I know if I confront my husband on this matter, he's going to take it the wrong way. Not really because he doesn't know that I am saying the right thing, but because he thinks I should have thought about this. And it's my wife that is bringing it. So it looks like I'm not thinking like I should. And it will not make her feel, oh, she's always getting it right. So because of ego, sometimes they would not accept it. So what I will do is I would pray about it.
Okay.
And when I pray about it, I would know when best to bring it up and discuss with him in a neutral environment, neutral atmosphere. And I would say, and because you have prayed about it, it works easier and better. And, oh, you should have mentioned it. Oh, I just felt, you know, you would have the idea. That's why I waited, you know, and having that emotional intelligence to know when to speak and when not to speak to avoid further, because there's some things a lot of things can be avoided by just keeping quiet.
All right. Thank you very much, Ma, for that. I've heard people say things like, not spouses now, you've actually done very well speaking in the context of spouses, husbands, wives. But I've actually heard guys say, you are a woman, you are a female, you submit to me. So please, Ma, I need you to address this. Is it every man, every woman out there submitting to a man, a random man, or it is just for spouses?
A random man.
The biblical context now, yeah.
You cannot just submit to every random man. You should know who to submit to. Okay, I'm at work. I'm a career woman. Okay. I'm at work, and I have a subordinate that is a man. And he might feel, okay, he's more experienced or whatever he's feeling, but I'm the boss. This is the office. You have to submit to me because I'm your boss.
Sure.
Now, I won't do that. As soon as I'm getting to my house, I drop that madam cap because, hey, I have a boss here. But at work, I don't have to submit to him because he's a man. This is an official arrangement you signed, you know, so that is a different scenario. If you're going out there or maybe you're somewhere and you know, we shouldn't see submission as a card where a woman has to keep quiet and allow the man to rule. And no, there's specific time where you as an intelligent person know how to address every situation. If something is not going right, and that is, you have to speak up, you know, you have to make things right. Then you as a woman have to impose yourself, but with wisdom.
Okay.
With wisdom, because in the African context, we know that the man sees a woman that you have to keep quiet, but with wisdom, with respect for a man as a person, not because, okay, I am the boss, I would talk down on you. I would not do that, but I would make you understand, you know, why this should be this way and, you know, make it work the way it should be. Right. But every situation, you should play it.
Contextualize it.
Yes, contextualize it.
Thank you very much, Ma. Abi.
All right, so before I give my 5 things, I have something to add. You know, I think submission is a journey.
Yeah.
And that leads me to my 5 things. You know, I always say that submission is not magical. You just don't switch on the light bulb and it's on and you turn it. It's a process. And my first thing is you as a man, allow your wife grow in submission. I don't know if you let her grow. It's a process, it's a journey.
And it's right, like earning.
Not necessarily earning it. It's it's like a new terrain for us. We've been our boss, as in before you got married, you made your decision. Yeah. Now you've come into marriage and you're going to obey God because you're a Christian.
Yeah.
You have to learn it. Yeah. It's a process. You have to learn it. But you know, some men just say, you are supposed to submit to me, so you must submit. But you should understand that, you know, let her grow in it. Don't make it too stressful. You know, one day I was having a conversation with my husband and I said, for young ladies that are about to get married, it's important that they also choose their husbands. Because most times they feel like, you know, the man proposed to me. But I was deliberate when I was getting married. When he came, we were hanging around. I was watching for a man that could lead me because I know I can be. I know exactly what I want and I know, you know, but I was watching out for a man that could lead me, that would allow me to become all I wanted to be without feeling intimidated. Yeah. And that was why I said yes. So that's what I always tell people. So the second thing is don't demand submission. As a man, don't demand it.
To be earned.
Yeah, just lead. Just lead. Learn how to lead. And, you know, she will automatically follow. You know, I'm not talking of the extremes where the women are, you know, but just learn how to lead. Just become a better leader. That's the third thing. A good leader is irresistible. Everybody wants to follow a good leader. So when you're a good leader, you don't have to demand submission. Sure. It will just follow. Then submission is not an option. This is to relay this. It's not an option. It's a command. Yes. God commanded us to submit. So whether he's a good leader or he's not a good leader, by virtue of just being married, you must submit to him. Then my 5 things is, as a man, as a woman, don't get your definition of what submission is from our culture, because our culture has gotten it wrong.
Yeah.
Those are my 5 things.
We have to go back to the person who manufactured, who made
marriage. Yes,
Okay.
yes. So those are my 5
Let's
things.
lighten things up a bit.
Okay.
We can go on and on. So I want us to play a game. You are going to be our guest.
Okay.
And we're going to test your submission now.
Yes. Okay.
I'm in charge.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you to build a pyramid. Please, Osas, can you help me bring out the cups there?
All right. Okay. Yep.
So I'm going to guide you as a leader, and I want you to arrange these cups in such a way that it forms a pyramid. So 3 at the bottom. So you listen for our voices.
Okay.
So you listen for, so we're going to blindfold you.
Okay, this is
This is the trick.
Okay.
So you are going to trust the leadership. Let's say Osas, you are going to
guide her.
You're going to guide her.
Yeah, sure.
Your voice is going to tell her what she's doing, and she's going to follow. And this is kind of like depicting how a good marriage should be when submission is in place.
You trust your husband's leadership.
Yes. Okay. So, you are going to arrange 3 of the cups side by side. So feel for the cups.
Okay. Yep.
Just before.
Okay. Nice.
You've done the groundwork.
Okay.
All right. So you may need to move closer.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do I help you
No
with your
problem.
glasses?
No problem. I'm good.
So there are more cups in front of your Sas, please. Do your work.
Right.
Okay.
So now you are going to place 2 of those cups
on top this.
on top, so that they are balanced, and then the last cup you put
on top.
On top. So it will form a pyramid.
Yes. Okay, so I don't want to give her any expo.
No, you guide her.
I have to guide her. Okay,
yes.
you move your hands a little forward. Yes.
Yes.
You pick one up.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Oh, smart. Oof.
See how he's encouraging her.
It's just good when you're smart. Okay, yes.
It makes your job easier. Right?
Okay, no, a little backwards, a little, fine, drop.
To the left.
Okay.
It's fair. Okay, can you move a little forward? Just a little. It's okay, fine. So you have one, lift your left hand.
Really high.
A little high, then go down. Good, easy. Okay, beautiful. And then lift. Thank you. Okay. Oh, Lord, that's like laying over hands. Okay, thank you. And you, a little backwards.
Wow.
Just,
so open your blindfold.
Oh. All right.
So you did well.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Well, everything that has a beginning
does
have an end.
Very
when you are doing this, you just, pointed out the lesson I learned from today. Trust.
Yeah.
It might be difficult. Everybody likes to know where they are going to, but sometimes you don't have to. Just trust the leader. That's how we follow God. We don't know the end from the beginning. So thank you so much, Mrs. Oshoke, for coming on the show. Thank you guys for always being amazing. And thank you for staying tuned. It's been amazing, in the studio. I hope you had fun, right?
Oh, yeah, I did. I also learned a lot about it. And putting God at the center of everything.
Yes,
learning from God, going back to God, the real manual.
Yeah.
True.
And as it is in our culture, we would have to sign the pillow. And Osi, could you help me with the markers?
Okay.
Let me just give her.
Down there.
Yep. Okay. All right.
Okay. Red or green?
I'm a red person.
Red.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I knew you were going to go there.
All right, she signed. Yeah, she signed. All right. And then we'll take a selfie.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
I can come sit here.
Okay, she sit there.
Oh, I can stand behind.
Okay.
Will you capture? Okay.
All right.